In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy.
By now, everyone knows that Katt Williams has been airing out Hollywood's dirty laundry, and one of the biggest names caught in his crosshairs is Kevin Hart. This all traces back to years ago when Kevin publicly criticized Katt, blaming his struggles on addiction and accusing him of sabotaging his own career while pointing fingers at everyone else. But now, it looks like Katt is finally ready to fire back. He just dropped a bombshell tell-all interview with Shannon Sharpe, where he accused Kevin of selling his soul and his integrity for fame. Katt even claimed Kevin was forced into so-called humiliation rituals, including repeatedly portraying exaggerated gay characters. And this isn't the first time Katt has gone after Kevin for being obsessed with power and willing to do whatever it takes to reach the top. But this time, he didn't hold back at all. Katt allegedly laid out years' worth of disturbing and shady moves he claims Kevin made behind the scenes to secure fame, influence, and industry favor. However, Kevin is reportedly done staying silent. Sources say he's fed up with Katt constantly targeting him and is preparing to clap back in the most savage way possible, by taking legal action and threatening a defamation lawsuit. And with 2024 barely getting started, it's already shaping up to be a very long year for Kevin, especially after Katt absolutely read him for filth in that interview.
All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. T.G. Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it.
Now, in case you somehow missed all the chaos over the past few days, Katt Williams basically set the entire internet on fire during his nearly 3-hour-long interview with Shannon Sharpe. When the interview was first announced, a lot of people assumed Katt would just show up in his usual goofy bag, cracking jokes and keeping things light. But baby, he did the complete opposite. Instead, he aired out the entertainment industry's dirty laundry in a way nobody was expecting, and it had people everywhere scrambling to respond. What really grabbed everyone's attention, though, was when Katt went straight for Kevin Hart, calling him out for being power-hungry. And baby, the internet was gagged. This isn't even the first time Katt has accused Kevin of selling his soul for fame. He first went at him years ago, blasting Kevin for portraying gay stereotypes during an SNL skit. Now, to understand why this hit such a nerve, you have to go back to the early 2000s, when there was a lot of conversation about black male comedians being pressured to wear dresses and wigs as some kind of unspoken rite of passage in Hollywood. Those rumors were fueled even more when Dave Chappelle went on Oprah Winfrey in 2006 and spilled major tea. Dave revealed that while working on a film with Martin Lawrence, producers allegedly tried to force him into wearing a dress, something he openly said he refused to do. And ever since then, the conversation around humiliation, control, and power in Hollywood has never really gone away.
I mean, I'm a conspiracy theorist to a degree. Like, when I connect dots that maybe shouldn't be connected, I don't know. But certain dots, like when I see that they put every black man in the movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down like, wow, all these brothers gotta wear a dress. This happened to me. I'm doing a movie with Martin.
Yeah.
The movie's going good. So I walk in the trailer. I'm like, man, this must be the wrong trailer because there's a dress in here. They come in. The writer comes in. I think he's the writer. He's like, Dave, listen, we got this hilarious scene where Martin's sneaking out of jail. So he disguises you as a prostitute. And he put this dress on. And, what? A prostitute? Nah, I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that. That should have been in the discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have done it. So, well, if all the greats have done it, it's kind of hacky, right? You're a writer. So why don't we just not do it? Because I don't feel comfortable wearing a dress. Oh, come on, Dave. Listen, we got it all set up. We're supposed to shoot. Every minute you waste costs this much money. You know, the pressure comes in. He said, I'm not wearing no dress, man. I'm funnier than a dress. Just give me something funny to say. I don't need to wear no dress to be funny. What am I, Milton Berle? You know, we're going like this. And then finally he's like, and he leaves. And then, like, the director comes, Dave, it really would be great if you wear the dress.
But this is where things get even more interesting. Dave revealed that the producers allegedly already had a backup plan in place, another script ready to go, just in case they failed to convince him to put on the dress and cosplay as a woman. According to Dave, it wasn't a suggestion or a joke, it was a test. If he refused, they were fully prepared to move forward without him and replace the story altogether. And that revelation only fueled the long-standing belief that there were certain unspoken rules in Hollywood, especially when it came to who was allowed to succeed and at what cost.
But the minute it was clear, I was adamant, I'm not wearing a dress. I'm not wearing the dress. All right, fine. Think of something else. That comes back 10 minutes later. The whole new scene. Hot damn, how did you write the scene so fast?
And that interview had people completely shook at the time. Celebrities across the industry started getting asked for their thoughts on Dave's comments, and of course, Kevin Hart was one of the names that came up. Kevin initially tried to laugh it off, brushing it aside like it was no big deal, but he still made one thing crystal clear. He said he would never compromise his morals or his masculinity just to put on a dress for a role.
Said that, in the industry, they tried to make him wear a dress. Have you ever ran into that with scripts? And is that something that, you wouldn't do, for
I definitely haven't ran into to put on the dress. I mean, you have to have boundaries. You have to have limits that you refuse to cross. For me, I know what they are. They've yet to been challenged, so I don't have to speak on them. I was asked to dribble a basketball on the talk show this morning.
You look good
no
doing
it. Not that was a dress, but I was like, no, I'm gonna look stupid. At the end of the day, you got to know that you're a brand. I'm a brand. You need to protect your brand at all times. When things happen that can possibly affect your brand, your brand can be diminished, and you don't want that to happen. So protecting my brand is definitely a priority.
Not too long after that interview, Kevin shamelessly popped out in an SNL skit wearing a dress and a wig, and that's when the conversation really exploded. Now, there's a strong chance Kevin was never actually against wearing the dress in the first place and that it was always within his comfort zone. But a lot of people felt like the timing wasn't a coincidence and believed he did it to please the higher-ups in the industry because he wanted more fame and more power. And it's not like Kevin was some struggling actor at the time, he was already doing pretty well for himself. But after that SNL skit, his career skyrocketed to an entirely new level, landing him bigger movies, bigger checks, and even more visibility. Still, the backlash from fans was so intense that Kevin eventually took to Twitter to shut the criticism down. He said, "I wore a dress on SNL because I thought it was funny. I made that decision. Nobody made it for me. I'm my own boss." Later on, when Katt was asked for his thoughts about Kevin wearing the dress, he took a different approach. Katt said it wasn't really Kevin's fault, claiming he was just another name in a long lineage of black men who were pushed to wear dresses as a way of transitioning to the next level of fame. According to Katt, Kevin was simply doing what he felt he had to do to make it in Hollywood.
Kevin doesn't have to worry about what people are going to say about him wearing a dress because of the long line of dress-wearing people before him. So now we had Big Mama's house 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
I've never seen Medea in a pantsuit. I think she wears dresses. So now I'm saying, why are we picking on poor little Kevin Hart? Because it was his turn next.
But see, there's been a theory going around for a while now that Kevin is just an industry plant who was pushed into the industry to replace Katt. These rumors got even worse after the whole SNL skit, because while Kevin's success in Hollywood was going through the roof, the media started to slander Katt's reputation with allegations of him being an addict, which he later addressed in an explosive rant back in 2016.
The reason I don't do Big Tigger is because I had a tumor in my upper jaw and they had to take it out, and they had to block the whole right of my sinus with a piece of metal. So ever since I got out the Marine Corps, I can only breathe out of one nostril, boy. I get my blood tested every 3 months for the last 15 years. All narcotic tests have come up 0.00%. I'm 44 years old, little Tigger. You look up my rap sheet. I have never had a DUI or a possession of anything, not even the I do every day. See, when you real, you can tell the truth about anything or...
After all of that, Katt stepped away from social media for a while. But when he resurfaced in 2018, he came back with even more to say, and even more names to call out. This time, he turned his attention to Tiffany Haddish, accusing her of being power-hungry as well and claiming she was another industry-backed figure who played the game to rise to the top. According to Katt, her sudden success wasn't organic at all but part of the same system he's been calling out for years, one that rewards obedience and punishes anyone who refuses to fall in line.
Male black comedians that I know personally that I put on tour who have a hard time getting a chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A after they headline 7 shows at a club for $2,500 a week.
But people like real, and that's why they like her.
Is that what they like?
They love real.
Because everybody's real then. So don't trip.
No.
Is they so ghetto? When did that become marketable? Knock it off. They like her because she want to sleep with a white man. That's why the only thing she said was, I want to give it to...
Now, even though Katt never mentioned Kevin by name in that interview, Kevin was clearly triggered, and he didn't let it slide. When he and Tiffany later appeared as guests on The Breakfast Club, Kevin went straight in on Katt. He publicly labeled him a failure and claimed the reason Katt wasn't where he should be in his career had nothing to do with the industry at all. According to Kevin, Katt derailed his own success by choosing drugs over discipline and focusing on addiction instead of his career. And that moment only poured gasoline on an already raging feud that the internet was watching very closely.
Frustration with Katt Williams comes from, you keep pointing at Hollywood. Hollywood this, the white man, this, and this. When do you take responsibility for your actions? You had the shot.
Katt was in that position at one point.
You were the guy.
Yeah.
You were set up to be the star. You didn't show up to work. You promo shoots. You off your promo trips that they had set up for you. You became a risk to the studios, which is why the studios stopped with you.
Why was he a risk?
He chose.
Oh, okay.
Take responsibility for what you chose and say, you know what? I got to fix me, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to stand up for comedy. Mm-hmm. So when you say Tiffany Haddish doesn't deserve or isn't really a comedian and these other women have worked hard, which they have. Mm-hmm. Shouts out to Melanie Camacho. Shouts out to Lunel. Mm-hmm. Shouts out to Leslie Jones, who are all underneath the umbrella of Katt Williams. Katt Williams, have you ever used your platform to fucking bring the people that were under you up? Mm. You haven't. So because you haven't, don't shit on those that now are. I've used my platform and I've brought my guys and girls up. Mm-hmm. The brand of Kevin Hart is a brand that's expanded so fucking far, whether you like me or not. My presence in comedy will forever be felt because I'm a fucking boss. I sit on the top of it, and the opportunities that I'm giving are the ones that I'm creating. So take responsibility for what you did. You. Nobody else did. You don't hear Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, the Kings of Comedy, Seinfeld. You don't hear George Lopez, Eddie Griffin. You don't hear... who else can I go down the road of other comedians? Steve Martin, Martin Short. You don't hear the guys that got on top and that made it by doing what they love complain about the people that are coming under them. The reason why is because they're happy with themselves. Don't blame everybody else for your shit. Don't on my sister Light because you're not happy with your shit. This earned, it's not.
But Katt didn't let that crackhead allegation slide at all. He quickly took to Instagram to clap back, calling Kevin out for spreading lies and false narratives about him. Katt made it clear he wasn't going to let anyone rewrite his story or drag his name for clout, and he accused Kevin of deliberately pushing a damaging lie to discredit him. That response only turned the tension up another notch and pulled even more eyes into the feud.
He wasn't there and off making $85 million. I was over here not making $85 million. But it's all good. I don't mind $1 million a month and keeping my soul. And as long as Richard Pryor was able to be the king of comedy and a crackhead, they gonna continue to say maybe I am. But again, I urge you, if there's a drug you can do that'll get you Katt Williams level.
After all that back and forth, Katt went completely MIA on social media, until just a few days ago when he came roaring back with fresh accusations. This time, Katt outright accused Kevin of selling his soul for power and fame. According to Katt, Kevin allegedly cut deals with powerful industry elites to help fast-track his rise in Hollywood. Katt made it a point to contrast that with his own journey, claiming he's never accepted hush money or checks from higher-ups to stay silent about certain things happening behind the scenes. Katt then revisited a moment he says changed everything for him, a scene he claims he refused to film in Friday After Next. According to Katt, the producers wanted him to act out a scene involving sexual assault and played it off as comedy. Katt said he couldn't understand how something like that could ever be funny, so he refused to do it. He claims that decision cost him dearly. After the film wrapped, Katt alleges he was quietly blackballed, and projects he was originally attached to were suddenly taken away. According to him, many of those roles later went to Kevin, who Katt claims was willing to do whatever the industry asked without pushing back or requesting changes. Kevin hasn't directly responded to these accusations, but has made it clear he's not backing down either. Instead of issuing a statement, he appeared to send a pointed message by trolling Katt's interview during his commentary at a New York Knicks vs. Philadelphia game. Kevin made a few sarcastic, corny jokes, mocking the idea of Katt buying the Knicks and dropping them off at the arena, letting Katt know loud and clear that if he wanted smoke, Kevin wasn't running from it.
Another fun fact about the New York Knicks, I don't know if you guys noticed, but Katt Williams bought the Knicks.
He definitely bought it.
He bought the Knicks,
Yeah.
and it's rumored that he took the Knicks back, returned them with a receipt.
Yeah, you could do that. You didn't know.
Katt dropped them off.
Oh, wow.
Cat
In a
just dropped
spaceship.
John Morant.
He gave him a ride.
In a spaceship.
Okay.
In a spaceship.
Copy that.
Spaceship that he parallel parked.
Known fact, Katt Williams has a NBA basketball court in his living room. He's the first to ever really...
Oh, yeah.
He's the first to embrace a true hardwood floor.
Yeah.
He bought it in his home.
Now, several social media outlets are reporting that Kevin is allegedly planning to sue Katt, saying this situation has dragged on for years with Katt repeatedly coming after him. And as expected, people had a lot to say about the whole mess. One person commented, "I've always believed Kevin Hart was a Katt Williams replacement. Right around the time Katt started having issues, Kevin came out of nowhere." Another added, "It's absolutely true. I remember Kevin having a small role in Scary Movie 3 *, and then suddenly he was everywhere. I never really understood it because I tried watching his stuff and just didn't find it funny. I used to wonder what was wrong with the people going to his shows." And now the conversation has completely taken over the internet. So I want to know what you think. Do you all really believe Kevin sold his soul in his quest for power and fame in Hollywood? You'll already know what to do. Drop your thoughts in the comment section down below, and don't forget to click here to watch this other very messy video.